Archangel Michael speaks not with urgency, but with deep understanding. This message does not arrive by accident, and it does not come to create fear or pressure within you. It arrives softly, at a moment when your soul is ready to pause, breathe, and receive clarity. You may not fully understand why this message feels different, but something inside you already recognizes its truth. There are seasons in life when change does not arrive loudly. It does not knock aggressively or demand attention. Instead, it moves quietly beneath the surface, aligning things you cannot yet see. Right now, you are standing in one of those moments. Nothing is being forced. Nothing is being taken away. A gentle realignment is happening, guided by wisdom greater than your worries. You may have felt unsettled lately without knowing why. Not anxious, not afraid, just thoughtful. Moments where your mind grows quiet, and your heart begins asking questions that words cannot fully explain. This is not confusion. This is awareness beginning to awaken. When clarity approaches, the soul often becomes still before it becomes strong. Archangel Michael reminds you that help is not something you must chase. Guidance does not disappear because of hesitation. True support is patient. It waits until the heart is ready to receive it without fear. You are not being tested. You are being prepared, slowly, gently, in a way that honors your journey. Some changes do not look like miracles at first. They look like small shifts in perspective. A calmer reaction. A deeper breath. A quiet confidence returning after a long silence. These are signs of alignment, not coincidence. When your inner world settles, your outer world begins to follow. Right now, nothing is required from you except presence. You do not need to decide anything. You do not need to act. You do not need to prove faith. Simply allowing this moment to exist is enough. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is where guidance becomes clear. There is nothing wrong with taking time. There is nothing lost by listening slowly. The path ahead does not close because you pause, it becomes clearer. What is meant for you remains steady, waiting for you to recognize it without pressure. Archangel Michael stands for protection, balance, and truth. Not urgency. Not fear. Not loss. His message is calm because what is unfolding in your life is meant to strengthen you, not rush you. Trust grows best when it is not forced. And for now, this is enough. There are moments in life when nothing on the outside seems to change, yet everything on the inside begins to realign. Archangel Michael speaks into such moments, not to disturb your peace, but to restore it. This message continues not to push you forward, but to help you understand where you already stand. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where growth becomes quiet before it becomes visible. You may have noticed that certain thoughts return to you repeatedly, especially during quiet hours. Not thoughts of fear, but reflections about your path, your purpose, and whether the effort you've carried for so long truly matters. These thoughts are not signs of doubt. They are signs that your awareness is expanding beyond survival and moving toward meaning. When the soul matures, it begins to ask deeper questions. Archangel Michael reminds you that nothing you have experienced has been wasted. Even the pauses, even the delays, even the seasons where answers did not arrive as expected, all of it shaped your inner strength. You learned patience without being taught it. You learned resilience without choosing it. And now, you are learning trust without being forced. Sometimes, guidance does not appear as a clear direction. Sometimes it arrives as relief. A softening of the heart. A release of pressure you didn't realize you were carrying. That release is happening now. It is subtle, but it is real. The heaviness you once carried is not meant to stay with you forever. You are not required to understand everything at once. Understanding unfolds in layers, and each layer appears when you are ready to carry it without overwhelm. Right now, clarity is not asking you to act. It is asking you to rest in awareness. To recognize that you are supported even when nothing dramatic is happening. Archangel Michael stands beside those who feel responsible for too much. Those who stay strong quietly. Those who rarely ask for help but give it freely. If you are listening to this, it is because you are learning that strength does not mean carrying everything alone. Strength also means allowing guidance to walk beside you. You may feel drawn to moments of solitude lately. Not because you want to escape people, but because silence feels nourishing. This is not withdrawal. This is alignment. Silence allows the mind to slow down so the heart can be heard again. In that space, wisdom becomes clearer. There is a reason peace feels important to you right now. Peace is not avoidance. Peace is preparation. When inner noise settles, discernment becomes sharp. You begin to sense what belongs in your life and what no longer fits, not through conflict, but through clarity. Archangel Michael does not rush those who are becoming whole. Healing does not move on deadlines. Growth does not respond to pressure. The most lasting transformations happen quietly, beneath the surface, long before anyone else notices. You may still have unanswered questions. That is okay. Faith does not require complete certainty. Faith simply asks you to remain open while clarity forms naturally. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to reflect. Nothing meaningful is being taken away from you during this pause. What is aligning for you now is not something you need to chase. It is something that will meet you when your heart is settled enough to recognize it without fear. This is not about urgency. This is about readiness. Archangel Michael's presence is steady, not loud. Protective, not demanding. He reminds you that your journey is not measured by speed, but by depth. And your depth is growing. For now, remain where you are, present, aware, grounded. There is no pressure to move ahead yet. This chapter is still unfolding gently, exactly as it should. There comes a point in every soul's journey when outward signs are no longer enough. Achievements, recognition, movement, and noise slowly lose their power, and something deeper begins to speak. Archangel Michael shares that this is the phase you are entering now. A phase not meant to impress the world, but to steady your inner foundation. When the outside becomes quiet, the inside finally has space to grow. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Situations that once drained you now feel distant. Conversations that once pulled you into emotional loops no longer hold the same grip. This is not indifference. This is emotional maturity. You are learning where your energy truly belongs, and where it does not need to be spent anymore. Inner alignment does not arrive suddenly. It unfolds gently, like a slow sunrise. At first, nothing seems different. But gradually, clarity replaces confusion, patience replaces urgency, and trust replaces constant questioning. Archangel Michael reminds you that this shift is not accidental. It is the result of everything you have endured, reflected upon, and released. There is strength forming within you that does not announce. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to reflect. Nothing meaningful is being taken away from you during this pause. What is aligning for you now is not something you need to chase. It is something that will meet you when your heart is settled enough to recognize it without fear. This is not about urgency. This is about readiness. Archangel Michael's presence is steady, not loud. Protective, not demanding. He reminds you that your journey is not measured by speed, but by depth. And your depth is growing. For now, remain where you are, present, aware, grounded. There is no pressure to move ahead yet. This chapter is still unfolding gently, exactly as it should. There comes a point in every soul's journey when outward signs are no longer enough. Achievements, recognition, movement, and noise slowly lose their power, and something deeper begins to speak. Archangel Michael shares that this is the phase you are entering now. A phase not meant to impress the world, but to steady your inner foundation. When the outside becomes quiet, the inside finally has space to grow. You may notice that your reactions are changing. Situations that once drained you now feel distant. Conversations that once pulled you into emotional loops no longer hold the same grip. This is not indifference. This is emotional maturity. You are learning where your energy truly belongs, and where it does not need to be spent anymore. Inner alignment does not arrive suddenly. It unfolds gently, like a slow sunrise. At first, nothing seems different. But gradually, clarity replaces confusion, patience replaces urgency, and trust replaces constant questioning. Archangel Michael reminds you that this shift is not accidental. It is the result of everything you have endured, reflected upon, and released. There is strength forming within you that does not announce itself. It does not seek validation. It does not need approval. It is the kind of strength that allows you to remain calm when others are restless, grounded when others are uncertain, and compassionate without losing yourself. This strength is quiet, but it is unshakable. You may feel a growing desire to simplify your life. To reduce noise, unnecessary commitments, and emotional clutter. This is not withdrawal from life. This is preparation for clarity. When life becomes simpler, purpose becomes clearer. Archangel Michael encourages this simplification, because it creates space for wisdom to rise naturally. At this stage, guidance no longer feels external. It begins to feel intuitive. You may find yourself knowing what to do without needing to explain it logically. Trusting timing without forcing outcomes. Letting things unfold without resistance. This is inner alignment at work. You are also learning that not every feeling requires action. Some feelings simply need acknowledgement. When you allow emotions to pass without judgment, they lose their power to overwhelm you. Archangel Michael stands with those who are learning emotional balance, not by suppression, but by understanding. This part of your journey is strengthening your discernment. You are becoming more aware of what resonates with your values and what quietly drains you. This awareness will guide your future decisions more effectively than any advice ever could. It is wisdom earned through experience, not instruction. You may still feel moments of uncertainty. That is natural. Growth does not erase uncertainty, it teaches you how to coexist with it peacefully. You no longer need certainty to feel safe. You are learning to trust yourself, your process, and the unseen support around you. Archangel Michael reminds you that inner alignment is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you were before fear shaped your choices. Before pressure influenced your direction. Before expectations told you who to be. You are not changing, you are remembering. As this strengthening continues, you may feel more comfortable standing alone when necessary. Not from isolation, but from confidence. You understand now that solitude can be a source of clarity, not loneliness. In stillness, you reconnect with your truth. This season is not demanding anything from you. It is offering something instead: stability. Emotional grounding. A steady sense of self that does not depend on circumstances. This is the foundation upon which future clarity will stand. For now, allow this strengthening to continue quietly. There is no need to rush. No need to announce progress. What is forming within you is meant to last, and lasting things take time. Archangel Michael remains present, not to push you forward, but to remind you that you are becoming exactly what you need to be for what lies ahead. There is a calm settling into your life now that you may not fully recognize yet. It does not arrive with excitement or sudden change. It arrives softly, like a deep breath after a long journey. Archangel Michael says this calm is not temporary. It is a sign that your spirit has learned what it needed to learn, and it is now ready to live from a place of quiet fulfillment. You are no longer searching in the same way you once did. The restless need to understand everything, to fix everything, to prepare for every possible outcome is slowly loosening its hold. This does not mean you care less. It means you trust more. Trust in timing. Trust in growth. Trust in the wisdom that has formed inside you through patience and endurance. This stage of your life is about living with inner steadiness. Even when circumstances shift, there is something within you that remains stable. You are discovering that peace does not depend on everything going right. It depends on how deeply rooted you are within yourself. Archangel Michael reminds you that this rootedness is now becoming natural for you. You may notice that joy feels quieter but deeper. It does not need constant stimulation. It shows up in small moments, a sense of relief, a clear thought, a gentle realization that you are no longer carrying the same emotional weight. These moments are not insignificant. They are signs of healing completing its work. There is also a growing sense of self-respect within you. You are less willing to compromise your inner balance for external approval. You choose your words more carefully. You choose your silence more intentionally. This is not distance from others, it is closeness to yourself. Archangel Michael speaks of fulfillment not as an achievement, but as alignment. When your actions, values, and inner truth begin to move together, life feels simpler. Decisions become clearer. Regret loses its grip. You begin to feel comfortable with who you are becoming, without needing to rush ahead. This season invites you to live fully in the present. Not trapped by the past. Not anxious about the future. Fully aware of what is happening within you now. Presence is where peace grows strongest. And you are learning presence naturally, without forcing it. You may still experience challenges, but they no longer define you. They pass through your life instead of settling into it. You have learned how to process emotions instead of being consumed by them. This is emotional wisdom, and it is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that fulfillment does not mean the absence of desire. It means clarity about what truly matters. You are becoming selective, intentional, and grounded. You are choosing depth over noise, meaning over distraction, and truth over performance. As this part of your journey completes, you may feel a gentle confidence rising. Not the loud kind. The quiet kind that does not need to prove itself. Confidence rooted in self-understanding. Confidence that allows you to move forward calmly, without fear of losing yourself. This is not the end of your growth. It is the beginning of living from what you have already learned. You are no longer preparing to become strong. You are strong. You are no longer waiting to feel whole. You are whole. Archangel Michael stands with you in this moment, not to push you towards something new, but to affirm what has already formed within you. Your spirit is ready. Your heart is steady. Your path is unfolding with purpose. Allow yourself to move forward gently. Nothing needs to be forced now. What belongs to you will align naturally, in its proper time. If this message resonated with your heart, take a quiet moment to sit with it. Let the words settle. Reflect on what has already changed within you. Stay present. Stay grounded. And allow your journey to continue with trust.